Sorry, trying to get the Facebook link shared. It wasn't letting me copy it. Link to Facebook. All right. Actually, let me. Let me update 9 real quick so I can see where we're at, and then we'll get rolling. I'm sorry that I'm late. I was gonna say, I had to go to the bathroom and then had to figure some stuff out at home before I left, so that's on me. So Russell Jackson took the Cubs. Jays. Cubs is Nicholas Fatale. Raises. Somebody Russell. Blue Jays is John Parrish. The Jays, somebody new took the Jays. Russell Jackson. Okay. Hey, how you doing, little taco? Russell Jackson. Alright, so I'll do that. There's 3 teams left in number 9. If we get that filled before I'm done breaking number 8, I will break it. If not, we won't. We'll break it tomorrow in like the afternoon or something. Let's get rolling into this one. Obviously got 9 guys in there. Team was on the right, over to camera on left hand. Like I said, I apologize for the lateness. Hope everybody's having a good day. Alright, let's get rolling. Good luck to everybody. 2026 so far has been pretty good to us. We got Shohei to start us off on the foil. Vladdy Jr., Ronald Acuna Jr. Baseball Stars autograph going to the Rockies, and that's going to be Ryan Ritter. Nice start to one of the lower teams here in the Rockies. For moral support. Let me get the list up. The Rockies is going to be Joe Deso. Yeah, Deso. I think you say Deso. I think so you say his name. We're going to have the Sand Glitter on the dynamic duos. Griffey and Jason Dominguez. Will Benson on the yellow foil, and an Andy Lara on the foil. Randy Johnson and Marcus Semien. Will Benson, man, I was going to say. Looks like they give him the same picture every year. His swing's so consistent. I have Lawrence Butler. the sand glitter. Ronald Acuna Jr., Hank Aaron. We have Javier Baez on the foil. Mike Schmidt, Shohei. Pretty decent start. Oh, we got Junior Cameron. I thought we were going to get bonus autograph on the pink. Casey Schmidt on the foil. Scooble and Bobby Witt Jr. I'm disappointed that Scooble's only going to pitch 4 innings or whatever they said, or 55 pitches. It's kind of crazy to me. There's Cam and Arrow for the Rays. That's going to go to Jason Waldman. Pink border. We have Dylan Cruz on the sand glitter. Future Stars. Nolan Arenado, PCA on the profiles. And we're going to get Will Benson on the foil. Colson Montgomery and James Wood. Next baseball product that comes out is Bowman's Best. We have Fernando Tatis Jr. on the blue. 53 out of 150. We'll probably break a case of that. I didn't get a ton of it, so we probably only be able to break a singular case. I'm sure there'll be wave 2. But there will be some in the shop as well. We got Brett Batty on the sand glitter, Kafis, and Cal Raleigh. We have Sonny Gray out of 150 on the blue foil. Then we're going to have the team border, Nick Kurtz. Nice hit here on the cup card. That's going to go to Nicholas Vitale. That's a nice hit. Little team border Kurtz. I also should have 3 more cases of Topps Finest basketball coming in. Well, 4 more cases total on top of what was at the shop. We have Angel Martinez. 433 out of 2026 for the Guardians. So I might reduce the price on that a little bit. We have Dean Kremer on the sand glitter, Mizorowski, and Nagandi. That's going to be the first box. Alright, let's get into the silver pack. We got Ken Griffey Jr., Byron Buxton, Corbin Carroll, and then Fernando Tatis Jr. on the blue. Mojo on the silver pack. Going to go to the Padres. Nice hit there. Samuel Basallo, Piazza, Mike Schmidt, and Christian Moore. Silver packs. Bingo, bango, bongo. Let's get into box number 2. We have Max Muncy on the foil, O'Neal Cruz, and Jacob Mezorowski. Man, the Pirates look really good in spring training. I was say we'll see if they probably won't carry that into the season. Though we got Yu Darvish on the Sand Glitter, Will Clark, and Jackson Chourio. We're going to have Drew Rasmussen on the foil, Jacob Melton, and Paul Skeens. We have Zach Wheeler on the Sand Glitter, Jose Ramirez, and Gunnar Henderson. Brady House on the pink. The Nationals, nice little hit. And then we're going to have, for the Nationals as well, Shinozuke Ogasawara. Brady House. Back-to-back boxes with a pink. That's kind of unique. Victor Scott on the foil. Roberto Clemente, the profiles of Juan Soto. We have Corbin Carroll on the foil, Mickey Mantle, and Juan Soto. Andrew Benintendi on the Sand Glitter, Yamamoto, and Jackie Robinson. We're going to have Tristan English on the foil, Shota, and Jackson Chourio. Andy Lara out of 399 on the yellow foil, the rookie card for the Nationals type of box. We got Vladdy Jr. on the bat memorabilia. That's going to go to the Blue Jays and Tony. Cam Schlittler on the Sand Glitter, Christian Moore, and Max Muncy. Lara on the yellow foil here out of 399. Hey, I'm a Pirates fan. I'm not hating on the Pirates. I was going to say. I'm just hoping they can carry it through to the season. It's just, as a Pirates fan, I also know they probably won't. Carson Seymour there. We got Soto and Paul Skeens. Trust me, there's no Pirates hate here. I just hope they actually have a good season. We're going to have Swanson, Aaron Judge, Randy Johnson, and Nolan Ryan. Big names, but not necessarily guys. But we got Owen Casey, Fuentes, Chase Burns, and Ichiro. Once again, the Silver Pack's just beating us up. It's crazy how much they just have abused us this year on the Silver Packs. Personally, I think it's the right move. I mean, if he wanted to be a Pirate, he would be a clubhouse leader and just take a backup role where he was in the lineup. I don't even know, because him and Azuna's a way better version than him. But he would just be a guy that maybe, like, if he wanted to, he knows the Pirates. Well, I guess they signed O'Hearn, but like, he knew the Pirates needed a first baseman. He could have tried to play first base a long time ago. There's a lot of stuff that I think Kutch didn't do to keep himself on the Pirates if he wanted to stay, if that makes sense. You can't expect your DH to not be a power guy that bats 230 and only has a 300 on base percentage. Like, if he's a Schwarber where maybe he's only giving you like 340 or 350 OBP, and he's batting 220 but hitting 40 bombs, sure, whatever. But you can't be a guy like Kutch isn't a guy that's going to hit you 30 home runs. He isn't a guy that's going to drive you in 100 RBIs. I don't think he is. I think that's the problem. The reason they won't offer him is because he won't accept it, and then it's embarrassing from the Pirates' standpoint if they offer him something and he doesn't accept it, right? So it's like, I'm sure they're playing a little bit of chicken maybe. But we have Brady House on the foil. We have Pete Alonso and Shohei Ohtani. We have Wilson Contreras on the gold. The Athletic, Sandler, Freeland, and Ichiro. Yeah, 2026. See, I don't think McCutcheon's a Hall of Famer either, but that's just my opinion. Like, I think he's part of the Hall of Very Good. Do I think he'll get in? Probably, but I don't think he should get in. Oh, Parker Messick. The red Sandler are going to go to the Guardians. And that's going to go to Nicholas Vitale. I think that's part of the closing teams on the 3 out of 5. On the Parker Messick. Got Austin Wells on the foil, Chapman, and Mike Trout. I don't know, man. There's some guys in the Hall of Fame that shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame already, so it's hard for me to say that he 100% won't get in. We're going to have Cedene Rafaela. For the Red Sox on the game used memorabilia. Jacob Young on the Sand Glitter, Kyle Schwarber, and Judge. Jose Altuve on the yellow out of 399. Jacob Wilson on the foil, Lawrence Butler, and PCA. Like, that's pretty much like my argument for it, though. Like, Andrew Jones shouldn't have got in the Hall of Fame either. That's just my opinion, but he did. I mean, just because you have a good 10-year... Actually, McCutcheon is probably pretty close to Andrew Jones, and he didn't have the same type of 10 years that Andrew Jones did. But he's another guy that, like, at their prime is a Hall of Fame talent, Hall of Fame player, but then they played too long and almost played their way out of the Hall of Fame. We have Alvarez, Tucker, and Skeens. Like, that's a pretty good example, except McCutcheon wasn't as good of a defender as Andrew Jones, but then again, nobody in baseball was. We have Hunter Brown, Barry Larkin, Caroline Marks on the first pitch. We have Austin Riley on the foil, Roman Anthony, Jesse Eisenberg. And Mookie Betts on the Sand Glitter, Matt Olson, and Cal Raleigh. We did get an autograph. I was getting a little worried. We got legend throwback Billy Williams for the Chicago Cubs. It's going to go to Ben Cuddia. This little throwback 1991 auto. We'll move Kurtz up to the second row. Billy Williams down there. Ronald Acuna Jr. on the Sand Glitter, Big Papi, and Roman Anthony. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of a fair point, is bringing up Andrew Jones. I mean, yeah, he was, but then he had like six or seven bad years at the end of his career. Like, when I say he played himself out of the Hall of Fame, like, he played so bad in those last years, he didn't have Hall of Fame numbers for his career. We got Owen Casey, Fuentes, Carson Williams, and Parker Messick. We have Swanson, Andrew Judge, Jeff Bagwell, Mike Schmidt. Like, if Andrew Jones is in the Hall of Fame, I think that Tim Linthicum should be in the Hall of Fame. Because nobody did it like Timmy for a 6 or 7 year period. Name somebody that has, what, back-to-back Cy Youngs and 3 World Series in like a 7-year period? I don't think there's anybody other than Sandy Koufax's prime that was better. Maybe Pedro. Okay, that's a lie. Pedro. Nobody's prime was better than Pedro's. Then Sandy Koufax, because Pedro for like a 3-year period was just literally unreal. like best pitcher in the history of baseball, unreal. From like 90, it was like 98 to 2001. And I know Randy Johnson had some dominant years in his 40s and stuff, but he still had, like, he wasn't as dominant as Pedro, and I don't think he was as dominant as Timmy was in the same time frame in terms of Team World Series. Because when Pedro was literally just gunning dudes down, he also won World Series. Where, like, Randy Johnson did not do that. So that's, like, my argument for, like, Pedro's prime and Timmy's prime were a little bit better, or like a period of time. We got the Cool Crushers, which is Schwarber and Harper, James Wood and Gunnar Henderson. Harper was in the news again because he said that it was between the Giants and the Phillies for signing him, and people are like, oh, he's just looking for attention. And I'm like, I think they just asked him a question on the Pat McAfee show, and he just answered it honestly. Like, what do you want to do? Lie about it? This card should say catcher / first baseman, because I don't think there's any chance that Basallo plays anything but first base. At least long term in his career, but it takes two: Lindor and Soto, Carson Williams and Caglianon. We're going to have Chase Burns on the foil rookie card. We have Miguel Cabrera and Pete Alonso. Ooh, and it's a big name. All right, Golden Mirror, Francisco. I thought it was Francisco Lindor. Francisco Alvarez, still a dope. Hey, look, he's actually catching something. No, he just had trouble with the plate. Nice hit for the Mets. The Golden Mirrors, no matter what, all I was going to say is always going to be worth something. They're getting more top loaders. The real question is, where did I put the top loaders at? For like TCG singles, like lower end TCG singles. Give me a second. I gotta figure out where I put the case of top loaders. I'm not gonna give you those guys those ones. The ones I pulled out originally were ones that are like for if you're just like over top loading almost just to protect cards, and maybe you're gonna put in like a shoebox or something. They don't have any UV protection on them, so I'm not gonna give you guys those ones. And I wouldn't put your cards in the sun. I'm just saying in general, like, just not gonna do that to you guys. Caglianon on the sand glitter. We have Don Mattingly and Roman Anthony. I have Spencer Schwellenbach. Hopefully he comes back good. Corbin Carroll and Alicia Newman. Got a 150 Clayton Kershaw on the blue. We're going to have Royce Lewis on the foil. Cam Schlittler Rodriguez. Nice color match on the Clayton Kershaw doing the curtain call. For the Dodgers, that's going to go to Brian in his first break, at least on Facebook group. I know he was in the Fanatics live breaks, I believe, probably with Mike. Ooh. Jacob Melton doesn't even have no... Bro, what is this? I think the back is messed up. This might be a nice little hit for the Stros long term going to Justin. It doesn't say it's an autograph card at all, but it is. I was going to say, threw me off guard a little bit. Nice hit there on the Jacob Melton, as he has a chance to be pretty dang good. We have Larnock, Vladdy, Daddy, and Machado. Threw me off guard, though, because it didn't say it was an autograph on the back. We have Kikichi, Ichiro, and Kurtz. We have Dylan Beavers on the Aqua Foil, Gabriel Moreno, Paul Skeens, and Ellie. Auto caught me by surprise. Dylan Beavers for the Orioles. Going to go to Corey. And then we're going to have the team border, Francisco Lindor. 2 team borders in the same cases. Really nice. Lindor on the team border. We got Colson Montgomery on the gold. Brett Loader on the sand glittered. Fuentes and Juan Soto. Colson Montgomery for the White Sox. 1684 out of 2026. Gonna go to Bo. A lot of hype around Colson Montgomery. I think there's going to be a couple teams long term, guys. As I say, I think the White Sox. And the White Sox and the Brewers are going to end up going up throughout the year, because I think Jacob Mizorowski, I mean, we've been talking about him for a while, is the real deal. We got McCutchen, Vladdy Jr., Teal, and Jacob Wilson on top of... There's just a lot of hype around Colson Montgomery. If he comes out hot, the White Sox are just going to go up in box prices overall. We have Casey, Fuentes, Alvarez, and then we have Scooble for the Tigers on the purple. 48 out of 250. That's his number, right? He wears 48, or does he wear 46? Oh, my Lord. He doesn't want to get in the damn sleeve is what he wears. Nice hit for the Tigers and Nicholas Vitale. All right, that puts us box 5. Let's see what we get. Or this puts us into the start of box 5. I mean, yeah, I do. I could win 40 games again this year. No, I'm kidding. They'll do a little bit better than 40, but... We have Kolick on the foil, James Wood, and Gunner. Did not move the pile of base over to the stacks over here. So, apology. We got the City Connect card. Carlos Correa, which is just diabolical because, like, he got traded to the Astros. Why he has a Minnesota Twins card in the following year is beyond me, but it is what it is. Ramon Urias, Williams and Caglianot. We have Lyndon Sosa on the foil, Miguel Cabrera, and Pete Alonso. Another golden foil, Romy Gonzalez. Romy? On the golden mirror for the Red Sox, going to go to Chris Tyndall. Going to have the memorabilia of Jackson Merrill. I'm glad he's starting to embrace the hobby a little bit, because honestly, he was, I know I defend him a lot, he's kind of a dick about the hobby early on, where he like threw away National Treasure cards and other all types of shit early on. We have Duran on the gold, Winkleman, Gonzalez, Mattingly, and Roman Anthony. Got Duran 17-23 out of 2026. We got Gavin Williams on the foil, Cam Schlittler, and Julio Rodriguez. We have Logan Gilbert on the foil, Corbin Carroll, Alicia Newman. We have Sean Murphy on the sand glitter, Fuentes and Juan Soto. We have Lazaro and Estrada, Ichiro and Kurtz. Jackson Merrill on the true photo, or true image. And jumping up and catching a ball for the Padres. Go to Kenny Rowe, nice hit there. Those always do really well in the secondary market. Got Sean Murphy on the aqua foil and Edmundo Sosa, Skeens, and Ellie. Sean Murphy on the aqua foil. We're going to have a 9 out of 75. Once again, doesn't have anything marking about an autograph on the back, but Jacob Marcy, 75th anniversary parallel. This is just a sick looking card on the foil. 75th anniversary foil. Marlins and Nicholas Vitale. Jack Perkins on the sand glitter, Vladdy, Daddy, and Machado. Got Ken Griffey Jr., Byron Buxton, Jose Ramirez, and Imanaga. Samuel Basallo, Mike Piazza, Nolan McLean, and Wisenhunt. McLean's part of like the rotation for the United States. I'm surprised. I am surprised. I bet you his card stock goes up a little bit. Especially if he's dicing them boys up, because looks like the really big guys, their teams aren't allowing them to really pitch. So let's get into the last box of this, and like I said, if number 9 is closed, we'll run it right after this. right, let's get rolling. And that's going to be Alex Bregman on the foil, Dylan Beavers, Samuel Basallo. We're going to have the Major League Material, Yordan Alvarez. The Astros, we have Jose Ramirez on the Sand Glitter, Altuve, and Nick Kurtz. We have Javier Baez on the yellow foil. Raleigh, Judge, Caminero, Frank Thomas, and Chapman. Javier Baez. 399. I think there's only 3 teams left, and it's like, I don't even know, dude. It's lower teams. The Sand Glitter, Fried, Crochet, and Rodon. That's going to go to the Yankees just because it's 2 out of 3 card. We got Witt Jr. We have the Detroit Tigers on the foil, Otto Kemp and Tony Hawk. There is technically no case hits in Series 1. Pedro Pages, Julio Rodriguez, and Bobby Witt Jr. There's technically no case hits in Topps, period. We have Josh Jung, the often hurt third baseman for the Rangers. That's going to go to Nate Dean on the 1991 insert. That's going to be something that I think in general, especially with taking over football and basketball, they're going to have to fix. But we have Isaac Collins, Tatis Jr., and Shohei. I think they're going to have to bring out something that's like a traditional more case hit. We're going to have the foil, Yamamoto, Betts, and Judge. We're going to have Scooble. He wears 29 too. He doesn't wear anything in the 40s. After I thought about it, on the pink border, Ryan and Betts. The home field advantages are just considered like SSPs. Well, I guess they're more like SSSPs where they're like even more rare, but they're not case hits. They should be. If they were smart, they would make them 1 per case. Maybe not in Series 1. Actually, they could, because they do it in Dunruss. So they probably could do it. I think Dunruss is a smaller print run than Series 1 is, though. We're going to have Jeremiah Jackson on the 61 out of 250 on the purple foil for the Orioles. Arizona Diamondbacks on Sand Glitter, Jeter, Teal, and Nick Pivetta. Like, we pulled 1 home field advantage, and I think we've opened, like, 16 cases total so far. But, like, their price doesn't dictate how rare they are. That's the problem. Like, at least this year it doesn't, I don't think. We got Swanson, Judge, Chapman, and Riley Green, 75 out of 75, little bonus auto in the silver pack. That's going to go to the Tigers and Aaron. He's literally grabbed the Tigers almost every break, so he finally gets rewarded on an autograph there. You got Cole Young, Roman Anthony, Bubba Chandler, and Corey Seager. And that's going to be the break. This is going to be all the rookies that get top loaded after the break sorting. Just so you guys are wondering why there's like a random pile on the side. So that Dylan doesn't have to think about whether he needs to top load them or sleeve them or whatever else, so he knows. That's really what the piles are in general when I'm breaking. I'm already pre-sorting this, what needs to be sleeve, top loaded, and whatever else. All right. Recap for 2026 Top Series 1. Alright, we're going to do the recap here for 2026 Top Series 1, number 8 here. We got Jeremiah Jackson on the blue foil. We got the pink Target Screwball. We're going to have the yellow Baez. Yellow foil. We have Alvarez on the memorabilia. Sean Murphy on the aqua foil. We're going to have Duran on the gold. Merrill on the memorabilia. We're going to have the City Connect, Carlos Correa. We're going to have the Purple Mojo from the Silver Pack, Scooble. And we're going to have Kershaw on the blue foil, Basalo on the memorabilia, Rafael on the memorabilia, the yellow foil, Laura. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. on the memorabilia, Angel Martinez on the gold. Tatis on the blue border memorabilia at a 150. We have Dylan Beavers on the aqua foil. We have the true photo or true image, Jackson Merrill. We have Francisco Lindor on the team border. Colson Montgomery on the gold, the blue mojo, Tatis Jr. We're going to have the pink border, 1991 Brady House. We're going to have the yellow foil Altuve, the gold Contreras, the pink Caminero, the yellow foil Benson, the blue foil Gray, the team border Nick Kurtz Cup card. And we're going to have the golden mirror Rami Gonzalez. We're going to have the golden mirror Francisco Alvarez, 1991 autograph Billy Williams. Ryan Ritter on the Baseball Stars autograph. We're going to have the Mojo out of 75 from the Silver Pack Riley Green auto. Josh Jung on the 1991 insert autograph. Jacob Melton on the base autograph. We have August Sawara on the base autograph. Jacob Marcy on the 75th anniversary foil parallel autograph. And then Parker Messick on the red sand glitter out of 5. And that's going to be the break, guys. I appreciate everybody for joining. For those that hit, congratulations. For those that didn't, hopefully better luck next time. I will see you guys. Well, I'll see you guys. Did number 9 fill up? I was going to say. Looks like it has. Oh, never mind. It closed, so we'll run that. I'll see you guys here for number 9 in like 15 minutes for anybody that's in it. Not even 15 minutes. I'm going to throw this stuff in the bin, and then I will go grab the case for number 9 and get rolling with it. See you guys in a little bit. Appreciate you guys. Everybody that hit, congratulations. For those that didn't, hopefully have better luck.